When does testimony turn into healing in hip-hop? Sonically, IDK's Even the Devil Smiles might have the answers. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your man Lighthouse, and you're now tuned into another episode of Everything for Everybody. And today we'll be discussing IDK's Even the Devil Smiles album. On Even the Devil Smiles, IDK writes from a place where survival once required constant calculation. The album opens with a recorded prison collect call, establishing its central tension early. Life lived under surveillance, where every word can be used against you. That pressure shapes the project's tone, part testimony, part documentation. Music made by someone who learned young how quickly circumstances can close in. IDK's story carries real weight. Sentenced at 17 and released early, he raps with the clarity of someone who understands how close his life came to being permanently rerouted. That awareness shapes his writing, especially when he revisits his teenage crimes with unsettling precision. These moments aren't glamorized so much as remembered in detail. The details revealing how early survival instincts become ingrained habits. Incarceration looms throughout the record, not as shock value, but as context. Tracks detailing time inside expose the psychological stasis of the system. Same faces, same routines, just years apart. Guest appearances from rap's elder statesmen raise the bar, pushing IDK towards a more reflective register and showing how close he is to transforming lived experience into lasting philosophy. Hearing a DMX verse that feels organic rather than ornamental is genuinely refreshing. His presence lands with intention, not nostalgic bait. Pair that with a posthumous appearance from MF Doom, and the project becomes a rare moment where fallen icons are honored through context and craft, not spectacle. It's a quiet show of respect and a reminder of how powerful it is still to hear voices that shaped our culture. That level of curation speaks volumes about IDK as an artist. He isn't chasing clout, he's building lineage, bringing together towering MCs like Pusha T, Black Thought, and RZA reinforces the idea that this isn't just a feature list, it's a statement. IDK positions himself in conversation with the architects, signaling ambition rooted in reverence and long-term vision rather than momentary buzz. The album wrestles openly with trust, authenticity, and masculinity. At times, paranoia and bravado blur together, but the closing track cuts through the armor. Here, IDK admits regret, harm, and sleeplessness without disguise. The album's title finally reveals itself as thesis rather than metaphor. Humanity is contradiction, and survival often demands both hardness and reflection. By the end, Even the Devil Smiles feels less like a conclusion than a checkpoint. IDK proves he has the pen, the memory, and self-awareness. What remains is learning to let vulnerability breathe without immediately turning it into defense. The tape fades with "to be continued," not as hesitation, but as an honest acknowledgement that growth is still in progress. I think that IDK is an exceptional artist, and he always pays attention to the details when it comes to presenting his work. He's very meticulous in terms of painting a clear picture and bringing you into his world. And for that, I value IDK. I feel like he's one of the dopest MCs out, and this album furthers that notion. But that's my time, y'all. Thank you for watching another episode of Everything for Everybody. Let me know what you think about this album in the comments. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the loop for what's coming up next. Until next time, take care of yourself. Peace, and we out.